Spoilers ahead for Resident Evil Welcome to Raccoon City. Originally I had no interest in seeing this movie.
Yeah, not as good a title as Welcome to Soldier's Side, but it's close.
All I could think of was that Eminem song back in the day. Welcome to Detroit City. And that's all it plays.
Welcome to Raccoon City.
Yeah.
Everybody here's going bald. But no one's really asking why. No, seriously, why isn't anyone wondering about this? This chemical makes people not ask questions.
Set in 1998, the origin story explores the secrets of mysterious Spencer Mansion and the ill-fated Raccoon City. Now, this movie takes Resident Evil 1 and Resident Evil 2 and smashes them together.
It's a mash.
Yes.
So that would explain why I'm not familiar with this stuff, because I only played Resident Evil 3 and a little bit of Resident Evil 5.
This is directed by Johannes Roberts and written by Johannes Roberts. So the first thing I want to say is this mofo must be a huge Resident Evil fan, or he's got someone talking to him that's a huge Resident Evil fan, because there are bits of things in here that you wouldn't know unless you played the games or, watch playthroughs, anything along those lines.
Basing a movie on the actual material, it's a bold strategy.
Yeah, it's insane.
It's really, no one's tried this since, The Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, right. So there's a couple things I wanted to mention really quick that are pulled directly from games. There's the truck driver in the beginning who's giving Claire a ride into Raccoon City because she's going to meet up with Chris.
Yeah.
And if you guys know Resident Evil, I don't even have to explain any of these characters. The truck driver takes a burger off the dashboard, eats it, hits a zombie in the road. We don't know it's a zombie at first, but hits a woman and she gets up.
To be hit by a car in the middle of nowhere, you have to kind of be a zombie.
Yeah, that's true.
It's like, it's rough to say, like, if you live in a city and there's like always traffic, and so like there's like pedestrian crossings, stuff like that. But like, I used to have a commute where sometimes I would drive 45 minutes going down the road at 55, 60 miles an hour. I would see like 2 cars in 40 minutes. If you get hit by a car in that situation, you're kind of, I don't know what to tell you, but like, it's dark. You're going around turns. You're going to hear the car coming because there's no other cars on the road except for that one. You got hit by the only car in like a 5-mile radius. Congratulations.
So the other 2 things I want to mention off the top, when Claire is in Chris's house and he sees the next door neighbor, and in blood on the door, she writes "itchy tasty." That's in reference to one of the documents in the first Resident Evil. If you read those when you play it, the guy is typing his experiences in a little journal, and as the journal goes along, like as the days they're marked on the calendar or whatever, as it goes along, his thoughts become more and more primitive, and at the end, like the final page of it is just like itchy tasty, because he's slowly turning into a zombie. It's fucking cool. And the last 2 things, he actually plays the piano to unlock the bookcase. Any Resident Evil fan loves this kind of shit. And the final thing is they pretty much do an exact replica of the first zombie you see in the first Resident Evil, where they come up on him and he slowly turns around. It's one of the most iconic things in the franchise. So,
So they did a good job of like porting the material over.
100%. The only thing that I really hated was, of course, we have to do a race swap, which was Jill. But the thing I hated was Leon in this movie.
Wait, who was Joe?
Jill, the female there. Black chick.
Also, she's a white chick in the video game?
Yeah.
Okay.
But Leon is like an alcoholic in this. In the regular Resident Evil 2, he's like a bright-eyed, kid he actually is a rookie going to his first day. But he's such a little bitch in this movie. So other than that, probably going to be doing a lot of raving about this. What about you?
Well, so as a movie, you have to accept that this is a video game movie. Like, the plot is literally, we have a virus. It does things. Go! What kind of virus? Like, how is this spreading? Bang, bang, zombie, rawr. There are points where I'm like, oh, this is so dumb. But like, if you can get out of that It is pretty well. It is well done. The zombies are really creepy. You have to not be tired of zombies to enjoy the movie. Fortunately for me, I stopped watching The Walking Dead a while back, so I'm okay with the zombie movie.
Absolutely.
I swear that show made zombie movies just a bad idea for like 10 years.
Yeah, and they kept making those Resident Evil ones with Mila Jovovich, and I don't know, they should have stopped for a while, but what are you going to do?
Yeah, in terms of like as a person watching a movie without like an attachment to the original material, I don't know if the other ones were better or worse than this one. But like this is a pretty good action flick. You've got people with shotguns uh and you've got people losing their hair and being creepy.
Yep.
I don't know what makes the zombies attack or not attack. Like the entire town just goes all at once. So is this like a 5G thing where like they turn on the water? It's like, is Umbrella doing this on purpose? Like I thought that Resident Evil was all about an accidental outbreak,
Yes.
but this seems like everyone turned into a zombie all at once. Virus is keyed to just attack that chick. Everyone, like no one was fine. Everyone was like losing their hair and like being creepy and shit. And like the deputies were not, which I don't know why you would want the police to not be affected by it. It seems like you would want them to go too. Because like they're the ones with like radios and shit.
So what's happening is Umbrella's dosing their employees either through some sort of water bottle or injection. They don't ever really say. The cops and everything aren't getting sick. What are the zombies' mission here? Because when the guy in the truck runs the girl over, the dog starts licking the blood. The dog turns into a zombie.
Also, what kind of psycho just lets a dog sit there and drink human blood? Like, no, bad dog. What the fuck's wrong with you?
So
And I'm not really clear on how smart the zombies are. Like sometimes they can't open a door, but sometimes they can drive a helicopter. Sometimes like it takes weeks to turn, but also if one of them grabs you through a window, the next scene you're a zombie.
Yeah, because the helicopter pilot, he was quick to go.
They never explain why no one answers the radio at any point. Do radios not exist in this movie?
Right, the police chief or whatever, he's trying to call the helicopter pilot, but it was too late at that point. I don't know why he couldn't call the other guys.
Yeah, like the people in the house don't have radios.
I thought they did, but I guess
they didn't answer them.
So my point about what's the zombie's mission? So the dog bites his owner to get him infected, right?
Yeah.
But then he's just chilling side by side. He didn't eat the owner. He just bit him on the hand. He's like, hey, be part of this. It's like vampires, right?
But sometimes you do see the zombies eating people.
Right.
I hadn't thought about that, but I think that's pretty common in zombie movies.
Is it?
Like, I think it's kind of hit or miss. Like, maybe, like, not all zombies are hungry. But, like sometimes you just need to spread the virus. But sometimes you want a little snack. A snake might bite you because it thinks you're food, or it might bite you because it thinks you're like a threat. Or because it wants to turn you into a snake. Okay,
to turn you into a snake and be one of the snake people and live under the snake society. So
how bad would it be if there was like an animal like that? Like, oh, Dave got turned into a boar, so let's go kill him and then plan the funeral.
For anyone who's played the games, the split in this movie is Chris and Co go to the Spencer mansion. Claire and Leon try to escape the police station, which is surrounded by zombies because the dude in the truck from the beginning that we spoke about flipped his truck over because he's turning into a zombie in front of the police station. So there's 3 more spots. This movie did so much fan service, which I'm all for. They go to the Spencer mansion. Chris is wearing his iconic green vest, which is great. In the original Resident Evil game, the loading times were awful. But it would show the door, the handle turning and the door opening. When they get to the Spencer mansion in the beginning, it does that. So it looked like the loading screen.
I was wondering what that was.
Yeah. The hallway, the main hallway when they get there is exactly like it is in the game. And the last thing I wanted to mention, there's one point where Chris and the other guy that isn't Wesker, I can't remember what his name was, they're getting attacked. Chris escapes, but the other dude gets eaten. He runs down the stairs, and it's exactly like the game. Okay, I'm going to get off this point in a second. But underneath the stairs is a door in the game with it's a safe room, in quotes, and it has the typewriter to save. So I'm just like, Go in the door. Go in the door. You can save your game.
You can save your game.
So good. Great job, Johannes Roberts. What a legend. So the whole thing is set up where they need to escape. They're originally dispatched to the Spencer Mansion because there's a report of a dead body. They need to escape now that everything's gone to shit.
Well, they're also looking for they're looking for the night shift cops that never came back.
Oh yeah, Bravo team. That's right.
Yeah, because the rookie meets the rookie with narcolepsy.
Yeah.
Meets like the guy that's like a jerk to him because the guy's very calm about having a rookie that like just shot his friend in the butt. Like I'd be like, no, you're on desk duty, no guns for you. So they go to the Spencer Mansion because of the report of a dead body, and then they don't respond because they got zombied, and then the chief sends the other guys after them, even though he should know it's time to get out of Dodge. Like he was fine up until the truck tipped over. He's like, oh no. Like, I don't know. Like, it seems like the chief knows the situation on some level, but he's still there. Like, wouldn't you have? I'd have left like when I found out. Like, oh wow, yeah, this is very important. I've got the vitamins. Yeah. So, how long does vitamins last? Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna go on vacation.
Right.
Barbados. Like. I don't know, maybe the Umbrella Corporation makes people go missing when they find out. I want to talk about this character, the Chief. This guy is one of my favorite actors. What was that? There was a TV show where he was in Gotham. He is the best character in the series Gotham, which is saying something sometimes and saying nothing most of the time. But he always plays he always plays this like obnoxious cop character, and I always love it. He has just the funniest rants. Sometimes they go on for a while, but my God, you've got to respect. Like they're like, we know this guy he goes on rants. We're having some rants.
Absolutely.
He's in like a full panic, trying to like load all his stuff into a car and get out. He's like, hey, yeah, we're promoting you. Your dad's gonna be so proud that you're in charge of the police station now.
There is a moment, and it really caught my attention because I was thinking, is Leon a bad guy? They're running from zombies, right? Leon's the rookie. Claire is so it's the guy Jeremy was just talking about, the chief. Leon and Claire in that order, and Claire's like shooting behind, right? Yeah. Leon checks the hallway, and I remember thinking, oh, that's good. Make sure you don't just run blindly. Checks the hallway to his left, and then they're running straight, just to make sure nothing's coming. Claire follows up and immediately is attacked from the left by a zombie. It's like, that's interesting. Is he trying to kill her for some reason?
No, it's just a plot hole. They just didn't fuck.
Oh man, I hope that's the thing. I would guess that the dude who's writing this is from a different country, right? Because every time they mention Umbrella, it's a classic British thing or European thing where in America we mention a company as a collective, as one, but they mention it as plural. So Umbrella, like we would say, Umbrella is responsible for this. But the whole movie they were saying, oh yeah, he's from England, perfect. They would say things like Umbrella are, the company is plural for them. So I
never noticed that.
Yeah.
So they would be like, Pepsi are my favorite soda.
They would say
it's a company owned by one guy, like that dry cleaner are owned by Mr. Yo.
Maybe.
It doesn't sound right.
But they would say, let's say there's a new flavor of Pepsi. Pepsi are making a new flavor. That's how they would say it.
It doesn't sound right.
No, it doesn't.
No.
And I noticed that I used to play with a bunch of British guys on Destiny, and that's exactly how they would.
If we have any British or people that is listening, does the American conjugation of corporations sound as bad to you as the British version does to us?
Right.
Tell us what you is thinking in the comments below. I just broke my own brain. I can't.
Yeah. There, I
Nice.
was watching it was like a battle of comedians back and forth with each other, and one was British and one was American. And the American guy's like, "You guys always speak like you're trying to sound out every letter." Like, oh shit, roasted them. They had some good burns back and forth, but that's all I got.
I have a couple of plot holes that bother me, and I need to bother
Sure.
you with them now. Okay, so when they're in the cafe and she says, "Okay, for $20, I will hit it without looking." She's definitely looking. She looks when she throws it. She can see it when she throws it in the direction she's looking. She's a
Hmm.
cheater, and that guy should have called her out. Fucking simp. Let's see.
Because he wants the banger, so he's like, "Ah, fuck it."
Oh, and the guy that wants to bang her, he's like always flexing. There's no way that's what his arm looks like normally.
Right,
His
dude is
he must
shredded.
his arm must be so gassed after shooting that movie because he is literally doing like this like 1/8 bent arm flex the whole time.
Right. So,
Like go and it's just like it really bothered me. I'm like, dude, relax. I mean, well, don't relax, but still, there's no way you're watching for zombies while you're also flexing. And why are
right.
you only flexing your triceps? Like he wasn't flexing his traps or anything like that. He wasn't like, Mr. Olympiaing it.
Yeah, he wasn't Brock Lesnar up in this bitch.
Brock Lesnar just looks like that. He's not flexing all the time. Like that's how Brock Lesnar looks when he wakes up in the morning.
That actor you're referencing is Tom Hopper, plays Albert Wesker.
Also, she stole his sandwich. She said, "If you snooze, you lose," but he literally had the sandwich in his mouth when she stole it. No, that's
You-
not how that works.
no,
That
and
only
you
works if you
didn't.
go to the bathroom and you stay in the bathroom too long. Then your food is stolen. You don't get your food stolen while you're at the table. It's when you leave.
Right, and I totally thought that was going to be her payment, like because we're going by that she won the bet, right? Even though she didn't, but everyone's thinking that she did. I thought since he didn't give her the 20, she was going to be like, "Oh, sandwich is mine now." But no, you snooze, you lose. Really?
Let's see. The chief told us what year the movie was coming in by just listing off a bunch of bands.
True. A lot of Journey references from the chief.
Yeah, I can't read my own handwriting when it's in the dark. I need like a glow in the dark pencil so I can see what I'm writing in the movie theater. Someone just looks over and sees someone like a yellow highlighter writing in the movie theater. Yeah, and why doesn't anyone like notice what's going on? Like, I understand why the people who were infected aren't all there because like they're slowly losing their mind.
Mhm.
But like all the deputies, they live there, right?
Yeah.
Like they drive around, they see the fact that like everyone looks like Chucky. When the police chief is being attacked by the dog, I appreciate that the dog, counted the bullets before attacking him.
Yes.
It's like the dog's like, Rix, Trevor, we got a bullet. Like, do you feel lucky, punk? Well, Scooby Dooba, do you?
Yeah, and you're the goddamn police chief. You're just spraying. You have 6 bullets. You're just shooting them into the distance when you know something's there.
I want to talk about the doctor and his family. So, what kind of life? Because he says several times, "This is my life's work." What kind of fucked up life's work is this? Why does he want to make a zombie? Who would want to make a zombie virus?
So they don't explain it here, but they're trying to come up with a cure for something, for cancer, I think, and it
Are they
turns into
trying to
this.
come up with a cure for like a decent town? Like, holy shit!
Yeah,
How do you even spill a virus at that level? Is it promulgating in the water supply? Well,
right.
viruses need a host. I'm so confused how this thing is spreading. It doesn't seem like his family knew what his thing was, but like they're like, "Oh, what kind of work are you doing here?" But like they don't seem to react at all to the woman, being tortured. No one addresses the tortured half corpse in the room.
Yeah, the wife is just like, what's going on here? He's like, you wouldn't understand.
And then like the guy comes in, he tries to get the thing. The scientist tries to shoot him. He shoots the scientist. The wife is like, "Oh, I want to get shot too," so she gets shot. And then
Right
the
in the
little kid's
fucking
like,
head.
"Oh, this is what our family does. We try to shoot someone, even when they don't really want to kill us. We just try to shoot them anyway because we're a bunch of assholes." I was really hoping that little girl would die because I mean, if you're that fucked up at that age. Like, no, just let's get rid of you before you go and start skinning puppies. And by puppies, I mean, people. She didn't react. I mean, a child should react to a person being tortured, crying for help on an operating table. I feel like that's like, oh, you're not a human. Like this, that's some lizard people shit right there.
So, in order to survive, William Birkin injects himself with one of the T virus things and turns into a tyrant, which
Awesome
that's
transformation, by the way.
hell yeah. And he's like transforming further and further as he's trying to hunt Chris and everyone down. Claire and Chris kill him, and they escape
why
on.
Did they, okay, and then they left him for dead. Like, why did they think he was dead? He was absolutely not dead. He was literally a zombie that was not in pieces.
Right.
Like, aren't you supposed to like burn them and then put the ashes into a blender?
Yeah, and drink it.
I'm not drinking that.
So he comes back bigger and stronger and more mutated than anything we've ever seen.
He comes back as Malphite from League of Legends.
Chris is doing what you have to do in the game and shooting out the eyes on his arm. And Leon comes in with a fucking rocket launcher, and somehow Chris and Claire don't die.
They survived that explosion the same way like James Bond survives the grave exploding. Oh no, they were diving away from the explosion. Those are harmless.
But legitimately, that is such a classic Resident Evil. Get out the rocket launcher to finish off the villain or the final boss. It's great.
I really enjoyed that scene. Those are all of my notes on it. So what have you got left?
The only thing this movie was missing was some first aid spray, which is the health you have in the game.
I think that might be a bit too video gamey for this movie.
Yeah. There are 3.9 thousand ratings on IMDb for a 5.6 out of 10.
That seems a bit low to me, but like if you're not into Resident Evil, it's really hard to defend the movie because like they didn't really have a plot, but they spent a bunch of time on the plot. One thing that bothers me is if you want to make an action movie that's dumb, then just go ahead and put some more action in there. Like,
sure,
make a thinner plot that's semi-coherent, and then just go hard on the action. But it's like they've got this thing like, oh, no, we can't have more than 10 minutes of action, no matter how bad the plot is. Yeah. And it's a video game plot.
And Gant Zero is waving at you from 2 weeks from now. That's exactly what Gant Zero was. It's like, okay, we have a thin plot. Let's fucking go.
Let's get it gone. Kabam, explosion, titties.
I'm gonna give it a 7. I love the video games. Everything hit with me with all the video game stuff. Yeah, it was kind of dumb, but zombies usually are. This is a recommend. I mean, I know you just sat through listening to this, but so you've probably already seen it.
You can still enjoy it. It's not exactly like, oh, it's not like Sixth Sense where you're not going to enjoy it if the ending's been spoiled.
You ruined the ending of Resident Evil.
Wait, the main character lives? What? No.
This is actually a double recommend episode. I'm going to continue on with JoJo's part 5. So
yeah, we'll do episode 3 and 4 sometime and see if we continue to recommend it.
Absolutely. So we're going to head on out of here. We'll catch you guys later.
Later.